What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are not at the zoo today, as you guys can see. Typically on the channel, if you guys have been here before, we'd be working with chimpanzees and lions and tigers, but today we have a special mission because my friend who owns this property here, this is obviously a palm tree farm, palm tree nursery. You can see the rows of palm trees that almost looks endless, and here we have a big problem. The reason that we're here is because the tegu lizard is taking over this property, and my friend wants me to try to remove as many as I can. They actually do eat a lot of rats, but they are an invasive species here. They eat a lot of alligator eggs, crocodile eggs. They're just crazy hunters. So what we're trying to do is trap some of them, and what I would like to do is try to catch some of the baby tegus because I think they're really cool, and I've never actually targeted them. Usually people will use a big live animal trap. That is pretty good. We've caught them before. I think we do have a video on the channel catching a tegu. Maybe it will be linked down below, but we are going to be using a little crawfish trap today and some homemade traps because I only have one crawfish trap, so these will just be tests, and our bait is going to be these eggs. These are chicken eggs from home. As you guys know, we have chickens at the house, and these guys can smell with their forked tongue as they move throughout this palm tree grove. They can smell these eggs, and typically with this, you're not going to have a raccoon or some other type of animal get into your trap. That's not what we want to catch. This is going to target specifically the tegu, and those little tegus should be able to climb right into here, go through this hole, smell that egg. They might crack it open, start eating it, and then by tomorrow, after the nighttime, when we check it tomorrow morning, I'm hoping that we're gonna have a bunch of baby tegus, maybe just one in here, but I don't know if it's gonna work. The milk trap we're gonna have to make right now, and all we're gonna do with this is we're just gonna cut this right here. And now we've got the lid off. I've actually never done it with a milk jug exactly like this, but we've got to put our egg into there because it won't fit through this hole, but we want the smallest opening possible so that way the little lizard will go in. Once he enters that, he'll smell that egg, and then he won't be able to find the way out. At least he won't be able to figure out how to get out of here long enough for us to come back and be able to capture him. And you can see what we have is a little handle on the top so we can carry our trap back to wherever we need it. But we're gonna lock in this top, probably tape it up so there's no gaps, and that is going to be a perfect trap for these little guys. And just like that, you guys can now see the idea for this trap. We're gonna have a little tegu. He's gonna come crawling along. He's gonna go up into that trap. Once he gets in, he's not going to figure out how to get back out, and then we will be able to have removed him from this property. Now, it probably would be nice to set some big live animal traps. I didn't have access to those. This was the only things that I had access to today. But if this works, maybe we'll come back and set some big traps and try to catch the big tegu lizards. These are Argentine black and white tegus. We've got to set up this trap here, though. Oh. The egg cracked a little bit, but that's okay. It's just gonna give it more scent. Totally fine. We're just going to lock this trap together. This one is very simple. You take these two little pins and you put them together like that. And there we go. We've got our little cracked egg, half cracked, whatever you want to call it, which is just going to relieve some scent. But we also have a surprise in the way that we're going to set this that I'm just going to test and see if it works. It couldn't really hurt, but we're going to do that once we set it. We still have one more trap to make. So this trap is going to be a little bit different from this one. This one has a full opening here, but as you can see, this one has a little flap here, which is just going to make it that much more difficult. If the lizards go in, they might bump into this little flap, and it might inhibit them from actually finding the exit, because what we want is the lizards to go in, but we do not want the lizards to come out. So we've got all of our traps. You can see I kind of fixed the seals of these with a little bit of tape. It's probably not the most ideal thing. Duct tape would have been better. I've got bare feet because while we were in a rush to head over here today, I forgot my boots. But we're gonna be going into this row right here, and you could see how perfect it would be for a reptile. It's totally warm. Where they want it to be out there basking on the road is where they see a lot of the big ones. Then they'll tuck into here, and at night is when they'll come out to hunt. But we've got our little egg here, and I actually have a secret ingredient. I have a frozen mouse here that we are going to rub. This is what's going to attract the tegus to come to the trap faster, potentially. I don't know. It's just an idea that I have. So I'm rubbing the trap all over, hoping that the scent gets all over it. Their tongue can pick up a scent from so far, and at night, once these little guys come out, they are going to go straight into these traps, I think. So let's set them now. I think this is a fine spot here. We're probably just going to leave it. We don't really have to tie this off to anything. What I do want to do is take some of this natural stuff and kind of cover this up so that it seems like a safe place for a reptile to hide, so they're not actively trying to get out of the trap once they get in. Once they get in, if they get a meal especially, they should be comfortable in this area. It'll be nice and dark, it'll be warm, and they will just stay there and not be actively trying to push out and find that exit hole. Let's see if we cover this all up. We've got plenty of debris here to kind of hide this and make it look like they just found a little chicken egg out here on this farm, and that seems perfect. We don't want to put all the traps in the exact same area, but I do kind of want to check this area because this is where my friend was telling me that he was seeing them. Probably just gonna go a couple rows over. Maybe we'll set the next one just like this. The tegus are not gonna mind. There's so much debris here that it's not gonna seem so foreign to them to have, I guess, the smell of plastic. There's all sorts of trash. There's even a dump just nearby to us, so they're really more prone to being on the floor. So we're not going to put any of these in trees, but make sure that that lip is on the floor. It makes it easy to get in, and that is looking like a good trap. Now all we have to do, guys, with any trapping is mainly you're just setting the traps and then you're waiting, but you have to check the baits on these every 12 to 24 hours ish. I'm gonna come tomorrow morning, so with that being said, I'll see you in the morning.
The next day.
And look at this, guys. It is day 2. We are on the back side of the property because there was a sighting of a snake, but we didn't see it. But look at this. We loaded these guys up in the car. I don't even know what we're gonna do with them. These are invasive amoebas, and they were inside this trap. And look at that egg. They had themselves a little dinner, and I think these are 2 males. And it looks like this big male has a bite mark on the back of his head from this little one because they've been locked in here, and these 2 males were probably saying, you're in my territory, get out of here. These are my girls in this area. That's how these guys can be. They can be very defensive towards one another and aggressive because there is another male in their space. But look at these beautiful lizards. We've caught them in traps before. Actually, if you go back to our lizard trap video from the zoo, it was a different trap than this, but I can't believe that these guys came after this. They're similar to a tegu lizard. We'll try to get them out here. I don't exactly know the best way to get these guys out. They probably got in there, had themselves a meal, and they could have figured out the way out, but the thing is, they probably were really comfortable in that dark space with the way the trap was set up. The other one managed to slip out of the trap, but we had to reach in and get this one. We grabbed part of the egg with that, but look at this beautiful lizard. This is actually the big boy with that scar on him. That might be an old scar. I don't really know. Just trying to take a look at him now. It looks like he's got a bit of a regen tail here, but look at this, the beautiful blue coloration. This is the amoeba from South America, invasive, but not the tegu lizard that we're after. Very similar. This is a tegu baby. This is an adult tegu. This is a baby amoeba, and this is a full-grown amoeba. The tegus get much larger than this. These guys really don't cause much of an issue, but they still need to be removed. But let's set the traps back up and see what we get. And now it is day 3, guys. Probably just gonna check these things back there. Hopefully we don't lose them. Are hopefully gonna catch our tegu today. I have no idea. I don't even remember which row exactly. Oh, I can see one of the traps here. And we've got our boots today. Came prepared. Don't really see anything going on. This one and nothing. So this one on the top of the ridge hasn't gotten anything. Now to check the next trap. Oh, I think we have something. I think we got one. We got a lizard of some sort. You can see something dark in here. Let's see here. Oh, can't see. Oh my gosh, dude. We have a baby, we had a baby python in here. This is nuts. Look at this. Why is he in here? I know there's a lot of pythons in this area, and right now is hatchling season, just like it's hatchling season for these tegus. But look at this. We've got a baby snake in here. Did he eat the egg? No. The egg is still in there. They don't eat eggs, and I would never think that we would have caught a snake, let alone an invasive python in this trap. Let's open this up, guys. This is insane. This is crazy, guys. I cannot believe what I'm seeing here. This is just totally unreal. And I'm surprised he didn't even, yeah, I guess he could fit out there if he really tried, but maybe that plastic would hurt. Don't want to ruin this trap. So now we have cut this off, and look what we have here. Not the invasive species that we were after, but definitely an important one to remove from our ecosystem. Down here, these guys are creating a huge problem. Look at the massive pythons that are being found down here. This is just a hatchling that would come from one of those massive females. One of those females could lay up to 100 eggs, and each of them would hatch out at this size. This is the size of one of our native snakes. It's so crazy to see this baby. He's not biting. He's probably just came from his egg. He found a little warm place. Maybe it smelled like food. I don't really know. Once these guys leave their eggs, usually at night, under the darkness of night is when they like to move around. If they find a little place that they like to hang out, which I guess he got trapped in, he just tucked right inside. I can't believe that we've caught a little snake like this. This is so crazy, guys. With this happening here, there must be more. There's definitely a hatching nest nearby. Wow, guys, this is just crazy. I was not expecting this, and who knows, if this happened overnight, we could have fresh eggs that still haven't hatched, and that is a problem that we want to fix. With all of these down palm fronds, there's just so much area for these big females and these babies to hide, but we don't have so much time to look through this whole property today. I've already called my friend to tell his workers to be on the lookout for a big snake or little snakes. But we're checking the last trap now. Oh my goodness, dude, we have a bunch. There's a ton of babies. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they're hissing. We have a bunch of baby pythons here. Look at this. We've created a python trap. How many babies are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's at least 5 baby pythons in this trap. Definitely all brothers and sisters, I would say. This is crazy, guys. We've got to set more traps here. We have woken them up, and now they're searching all around. It's surprising that these guys were not able to find the eggs. A lizard doesn't move around quite as a snake does. A snake or even an eel in a fish trap will poke its head around and just be able to find that little crevice where they slipped in from. But these guys, maybe there was more in the trap that we were missing. I have no idea how these guys stayed in this. The milk jug seemed like a more ideal place maybe, but this was all covered in a perfect little hiding spot. We've just created a python trap. This truck bed is blazing hot. I don't want to keep these guys up here. We've got our snake bag with our one. Luckily, we always keep a clean old pillowcase in the car. Goodness, I thought we were gonna get a mess of lizards today, but it seems maybe the babies haven't hatched here yet, and it's been big ones that have been checking out the traps, and they're just not able to get in. That's what I would think, but look at this. We've got one. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's getting away. 1, 2. Oh my gosh, guys, this is nuts. 3, 4. All right. 5. This is crazy, guys. 6, 7. We have 7 babies here, all basically the same size. This guy, oh, this is a tiny guy. This is a tiny little guy. They're escaping everywhere. More hands on these guys. You don't want to get bit. Usually they're pretty inclined to bite at this size. Got one slipping just out of the trap there. Look at all of these danger noodles. These guys are so cute, and it's crazy to think that one day all 7 of these little tiny cute babies, oh, sorry about that, guy, that one day all of these babies could be huge Everglades destroying monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, we got our count. These guys are so slippery, and it's not slippery like a slime, it's just because they've got poop on them from being in there for so long. After a whole night, you know, these guys have been through a lot. Look at all of these little Burmese pythons that we are removing from our Everglades, South Florida ecosystem. These guys are terrors. They have decimated our population of otters, of raccoons, of deer. Everything is at risk when they are in the area of the python. The python has invaded our South Florida Everglades, and you could see why. This is just not even half of the clutch of eggs. This could be from a clutch of 50 or more eggs, maybe 30, who knows. Sorry, I'm not really speaking correctly here, but I can't really think straight with something this crazy happening. This is not typical. I don't even know if we have seen a python trap before, but this is nuts. Maybe it only works for babies. Maybe we could try setting something for a big one. But guys, we are gonna close it out there today. Woo! Look at this bunch of baby pythons. Just an awesome day. Thank you for watching. If you've stuck around, I will see you guys in the next adventure. Peace.